Welcome to the Billionaire Mindset, your 30-day journey to thinking like a billionaire. Now you can just watch this video, or if you want to sign up for the entire series for free and get the bonus PDF companion calendar, check the link in the description below. Today is day 2, and we're going to learn the wealth habits of billionaires. Enjoy.
There are a lot of things that are a waste of time. You know, when you think about your life, I often tell people that I work with, if you can get, because people have very high standards for how they want their work life to be, and I said, look, if you can get your work life to be where you enjoy half of it, that is amazing. Because very few people ever achieve that. Because the truth is, everything comes with overhead. That's reality. Everything comes with pieces that you don't like. You could be a Supreme Court justice, and there's still going to be pieces of your job you don't like. You can be a university professor, and it's still going to be, you have to go to committee meetings, and you have to do things. You know, every job comes with pieces you don't like. And we need to say, that's part of it. And not resent those pieces, or try not to, but also try to minimize them. I tell senior executives, you should have the least stress. You know, there's this weird, I think, false idea that CEOs, I'm a CEO, there's this false idea that CEOs are under the most stress. Well, I look at that, I'm like, why? You're in charge. Why don't you delegate the stress? It's your choice. And so you have to figure out how to set up your life in such a way that you can minimize the things. And I find people don't dislike hard work. What people dislike is being out of control. Like, they can't control their life. They can't control their environment. This happens to me when I get overscheduled. I hate being overscheduled. I want some time to be able to think and free myself. We all have the same amount of time in the world. Nobody has more time than anybody else. And when you become a very successful person, one of the things, you start to get overscheduled. You have this event, you had to agree to do this, and maybe last night you were like, why did I agree to do this? I have to go on stage tomorrow. I wish I were really with my family. And, you know, or I hope maybe not this case. Let's say that you like this one. But in general, that kind of thing happens. And so you have to guard your time and try to stay a little bit flexible. So that's, for me, it's not a waste of time, but I like to have some freedom of movement rather than having every minute of every day scheduled.
By far the best investment you can make is in yourself. I mean, for example, communication skills. I tell the students that come that they're going to graduate schools and business, and they're learning all these complicated formulas and all that. If they just learn to communicate better, and both in writing and in person, they increase their value at least 50%. And, I mean, if you can't communicate, somebody says, you know, it's like winking at a girl in the dark. Nothing happens, you know, basically. And you have to be able to get forth your ideas, and that's relatively easy. I did it myself with the Dale Carnegie course. Some people wish I'd taken a shorter course now in terms of my talking later on. But it's just hugely important. And if you invest in yourself, nobody can take it away from you.
Certainly being focused on something that you're confident will have high value to someone else, and just being really rigorous in making that assessment. Because people tend to, a natural human tendency is wishful thinking. So a challenge for entrepreneurs is to say, well, what's the difference between really believing in your ideals and sticking to them versus pursuing some unrealistic dream that doesn't actually have merit? And that is a really difficult thing to tell. Can you tell the difference between those two things?
Right.
You know? So you need to be sort of very rigorous in your self-analysis. I think certainly extremely tenacious, and and then just work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in, 80 to 100 hour weeks every week.
Gosh,
And
that's
then
a lot of work.
all those things improve the odds of success.
Okay.
I mean, if other people are putting in 40-hour work weeks and you're putting in 100-hour work weeks, then even if you're doing the same thing, you know that in 1 year you will achieve what they achieve. You will achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to achieve.
I feel like hustle is the willingness to work really, really hard, and then also your willingness to get the job done, like kind of navigating and doing what it takes. And so there's so much about my journey where I was like, I am not gonna let the outcome or my success be contingent on other people. As much as I can control it, help it, navigate it, I'm going to. So yeah, in the beginning, especially still now, I mean, obviously I'm hustling. I'm like at this where I am now, and I'm running around the airport asking people to follow me on Instagram, I just feel like it's innate in me also to a degree. But in the beginning, like there's a few examples that come to mind. You mentioned that I called my friends and asked them to go buy Spanx, and I wrote everybody checks and sent them a check. Because I needed to drive momentum, and I had no money to advertise. So I'm like, this product's gonna sit on the shelf. So I needed to get people to go in and buy it. I also, when I went into the stores, I realized very quickly that my product was in the sleepiest part of the department store. It was back in the corner and nobody was going there. So then I immediately went to Target and I bought envelope dividers that you put on your home desk, and I ran around Neiman Marcus and put them at every register, and I put Spanx in them, and then I walked away. And Neiman's has like impeccable visual rules and regulations, and I did that because I had to get my product out of the department. And because I did that, women in shoes started buying Spanx, and women in contemporary, and those decisions made such a big difference. And by the time somebody figured out that nobody else had approved it, because everybody thought somebody else approved it, it was so successful that the head of Neiman's was like, whatever this girl's doing, let her keep doing it.
I mean, the balance of work and play is critical. And I think a lot of people don't get that balance right. I'm 63 years old now, so critical to find time for yourself, get out there and keep fit. And I find the best way of keeping fit is by playing. I try to encourage our chief executives worldwide to make sure that there's as much flexibility in the workplace as possible. We've set up something called the B team, which is examining the way companies treat their staff and trying to make suggestions to make the dignity of work better than it's been in the past. If you're too close to a situation, like in an office, you get bogged down with the minutiae. If you can step away from the situation, you can think about the bigger picture, and that's what I'm able to do on Necker. The most extraordinary people come to Necker. The Elders was conceived here on Necker with Archbishop Tutu, with President Carter, with Kofi Annan. The Carbon War Room was conceived here, an organization that tries to work with industry to try to extract carbon out of the Earth's atmosphere. Sitting in my hammock looking up at the stars at night, things like Virgin Galactic. So a great place to think and a great place to conceive ideas.
Well, we had a fantastic day. It was a Sunday, so it wasn't all work. So a great way of capping off the day. Watch the Super Bowl with a cup of tea and a chip.
Today, the 18 founders of Alibaba, a lot of people think they are legendary. So I'm like, wow, you're Alibaba founders. You must be super good at it. Honestly, most of us cannot find the jobs early days. We're not that smart. None of us graduate from a great university. But the thing is that we are ready to learn. We believe in the future. If we work together, if we will learn, if we improve, we'll be there. I told them for the first year, everybody forget about that you will be VP, vice president, right? you will always be a tiny manager in your life. Because if we're successful, people we hire, they will be smart than us. If we only hire people who are stupid than us, then we'll be in trouble, right? So when we hire people who are smart than us, the company will grow, and you will be happy because this is the mission that we have. So I would say there's no best people in the world that is ready for you. The best people is always you find the right people, working together, training him, developing him, and he training you, then you have a chance to build a team.
Grant rant of the day, the one you need to live with, wake up to every day, is that right there. Okay? Beat the sun up, folks. You got to beat the sun up. If you can't beat up the roll up of the sun up, you're going to get beat up in life. Okay? I've been doing this for a long time now. I say beat that thing up, that monster out there that warms this planet, that nourishes and gives us light. I can see again. I can't see in the dark for some reason because I don't practice seeing in the dark. Most of the time I'm on my back when it's dark. Look, I'm at Singapore today, okay? I get on this side of the building. The views on that side are ridiculous. The views on this side are crazy ridiculous. And I'm living the 10X life. But you can't live a 10X life if you're not beating the sun up. So many of you complain about how much time you have. You don't have time, man, because you don't beat the sun up. Get started early. And when you get started early, that means you need to shut it down early, okay? Shut it down early so you get sleep. I was asleep last night at 9 o'clock so I could beat the sun up this morning and see the world wake up with me. Look at it, dude. Look at it, my friends, my folks, my beat the sun up people, my 10Xers out there. Check this out. These are all boats waiting to dump oil and supplies into Singapore and make some money. While you sleeping, they hunting. Somebody's looking all the time. So I want you to try this for the next, let's just say 30 days. 30 days, beat the damn sun up. Beat it up, man. It just rolls over. You just roll over and beat it up before it gets up. Hope this finds you well. Beat the sun up.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, LinkedIn. I probably posted about this event more than the entire room combined. Today. In addition to all the other stuff I'm doing. How many old people here? Let me see a hand if you consider yourself an old person. Okay, thank you. Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. You're like, dude, it's just kind of like, I didn't do it. I'm 61 years old, man. I'm 61 years old, and I'm banging on these mechanisms because they're gifts. They're gifts. They're gifts from the gods. If you have a great service and a great product and you have a great company, raise your hand if you have those three things. Dude, you got to tell the world, okay? Because the cycle, the business cycle, your business survivability, okay? Your business success is dependent upon first marketing. Well, I can't do it. I don't have the money. It's because your goals are wrong. You're not going to pay for the marketing and advertising. Who's going to pay for it? The guy that paid for the $15,000 package. What's the ROI? What is the ROI on nothing? Okay? What's your return on investment? I grew up in the ROI school, okay? I have 14 businesses today. Started 4 of them in the last 60 days. Okay? I want expansion. What is the ROI? This is the business consultant. I need to see the ROI. Dude, I don't do ROIs on any of my businesses. I make a decision. Is it a good business decision? Do people need to know who I am? Okay, I have never studied the return on an ad that I did on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or CNBC. I don't need a return. I need people to know me. Okay, you guys need to switch this thing. You need to switch it. How many of you have cash in the bank? Let me see hands if you have cash in the bank. Good, good. Then you're not committed to your business to the degree that you have cash in the bank. How many of you have equity in your homes? Let me see a hand if you have equity in your house. Raise your damn hands. Y'all proud of it, okay? If to the degree that you have equity in your house, you are not committed to your business, and you will never take Big Pharma down. Dude, you need that money to fight the war. I don't have equity in a house, okay? I have equity in my business. Okay? I get cash, I put it in my business. I get more cash, I put it in more business, right? I put it in people knowing me, because if they don't know me, who's gonna win the war? Whoever's best known wins. Best product never wins. You wanna write this down. Best product never wins, never has won, never will win. Best known always wins.
See, this is the problem I had as a young salesman, dude. I was like, okay, I'm gonna make 80 grand a year. It isn't worth it. Like if I make 80 grand a year as a salesman, I'm making $7,000 a month and I live in Miami, you're not going to do, it changes nothing. The opportunity has to change your life significantly enough that you're willing to read, study, dive in, right? You add a 0 to that right there, you add a 0 to that 80, now I'm willing to learn. Every human being is like this, by the way. Every human being on this planet. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. Comment, please. I add a 0 to that. You're going to do stuff that you wouldn't have done just a moment ago. Okay? If I can show you how to go from 80,000 to 800,000, all of a sudden your creativity, you're like, I think I just met Van Gogh. God damn, I got some Madonna coming out of my butt. Okay? Whoa, whoa, whoa. I got music in my head, like ding, 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 ding. You like, because why, man? Because, yeah, maybe the glass underneath my feet don't hurt so bad, right? Because why? Because the goal's big enough. Most people do not have goals that will change their lives. Therefore, they cannot lean into the opportunity hard enough. For those of you who own businesses, you need to create rings in your business. Okay, so that Natalie can see, hey man, I can go outside I can go outside these rings, and there's more opportunity out here for financial freedom. Or she stays right here and she doesn't resent me, she resents her. Because I keep throwing them out here. I'm like, hey, there's a $20,000 product you can sell right here. There's a $5,000 product you can get benefit from here. Oh, by the way, there's $1 million out here if you want to.
In people's lives, you have distractions. And you have opportunities to go do other stuff and look at other stuff. You know, it's like indecisiveness is the weakness, as you wear so well. And it's like, look, you guys want to be hoodwinked by the COVID, you want to be hijacked by the election, you want to be thrown off because of somebody's comments about you. Like the universe will send you endless numbers of distractions. And to people that are fully, completely committed, they're like, yeah, I saw that happen. Yeah, I heard there was a car wreck over there. A guy sent me something this morning from Fox News about this guy that was arrested. I'm like, why are you passing this on to me? And I said, never pass on bad information to me. I don't need it. I don't want it. I'm not interested in it. By the way, you're better than that. And all the people you know don't need that message. And at the same time, by the way, he sent it to a friend of mine, another friend of mine. My wife got it, but nobody said, stop it. Hey guys, Papa's on a podcast. Sorry about that. So again, you see that, like stop the distraction, stop the noise. And if you don't say no to it, it will continue, it will feed you to be distracted and give you excuses to not achieve the things that you're capable of.
Do not try the competition thing. It's overrated and it doesn't work. And I'm going to prove it to you right here in a second. Okay? This is a private, what's called an FBO. Everybody that flies in here owns their own aircraft. Dude, you don't want to try to be the biggest jet, okay? You don't want to try to be the most money. You don't want to try to be the best of the best. There'll always be somebody faster and stronger and richer, okay? Don't play the game. Oh, I got to be number one. What does that even mean, man? I got to be the biggest. What does that even mean? I got to have the biggest car, the biggest watch, the hottest chick. What does that mean? It's a game you cannot win at, okay? You will get your brains handed to you. I'm gonna show you what I mean right here in a second. That plane right there. That's a little Learjet right there. I think it's a little Lear or Phenom. I don't have all my jets right, okay? I don't know, you can buy that plane for about 800 grand. Right next to it, little bigger. Look what's rolling up right here, a little Challenger. We got a little Gulfstream 4 right there. That sleeps 13. Don't try to play the game. I'm the biggest. That's stupid. It's a stupid game, okay? It's a loser's game, man. I'm gonna show you some equipment out here because anybody, like here's a little Phenom 100. That plane's about $5 million. Great plane, so fast. Seats 7 people, okay? Maybe $4 or $5 million. Great plane, great starter plane. But look at this. See that right out there? That's a 20 passenger jet right there. Okay, now notice what's right next to it, John. Okay, that's a 727 that a hotel owns. If you try to play that game, the competition game, I'm the strongest, I'm the best, you lose that game. You gotta find what you need in life. What's enough for you? You guys gotta define that. I can't define it for you. Most people are coming up short on that game, but there's a lot of other people that are making the mistake when they get in the game and they start playing, they gotta keep reaching, not because they need it, but because their ego is like, oh, I gotta be the biggest. And you know what? You're gonna turn into a like that. A hotel owns that. That plane's probably $200 million back there. The point is, don't play, I gotta be the strongest, because sooner or later you won't be. Find out what you need. Look, the ass on that plane over there. Hey, look at my little plane. Look at my little plane. See, you're like, man, Grant, man, your little plane. Now flash over to this one. See, if I'm doing a comparison thing, the competition thing, it's a loser's game.
What do you think it'll take for you to get over insecurity moving forward?
I'm not trying to, man.
You're not trying to?
I'm not trying to.
I thought you said if you could get rid of it, you'd be able to do bigger deals.
Be unbelievable, but it's not a target I have.
Letting go of insecurity.
No, I think it's just a human condition. I think it's part of the game. I think it's part of being a human being any more than I want to get rid of my arms, right. Or my legs, or my arms and my legs. My body is a limitation.
Yeah.
So.
How do you manage it better then? Like for people that are saying, I want a 10X, but I always have insecurity and fear that I'm going to fail, or people are going to show up, and the deal's I'm going to go broke. How do you personally tell the conversation to yourself, to the insecurity and fear?
Yeah, it's not stop, it's come. For me, fear, the things I'm scared of, I'm like, come on. It's calling me. It says, hey, come play over here. It's an indicator. It's a good indicator, not a bad indicator.
Lean into it.
Lean into it. Come play with me, okay? So I either have fear because it's really dangerous and stupid, or
like physically dangerous.
Yeah, like I'm gonna get to the edge of this thing. I'm gonna get on the other side of that thing. I'm probably gonna be scared.
Yeah.
Now, why am I gonna be scared though? Like, because I don't know what it feels like to fall, this many floors and hit.
Yeah.
Maybe it does. Maybe there's no big deal about it. Maybe dying's not even a big deal.
Right.
But I don't have the experience. I don't consciously have the experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, I used to be like, I can't buy a $78,000 house. I was terrified the first house I bought. I don't know what I'm doing.
Because you didn't have the experience.
I don't have the experience, man.
Yeah.
This is the problem. And you're not going to have the experience if you don't move through the fear. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people do it once and then they don't do it again. You got to it's not going away.
Yeah.
It's just you're gonna get used to the ski boots.
Mm-hmm.
The first time you put them on, man, they're freaking banging your shins.
Hurt.
Like I can't, man. But you just wear into them. The theme that runs in my life is just disappointment throughout the whole thing. Particularly the first from 10 years old to 25. And then 25 to 50, I was doing better because I had a drug problem at 16.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Was that the disappointment, or was it like
No. The drugs were a byproduct. It was the disappointment was,
the school thing. School was disappointing. No uncles, no dad.
Right.
No, I didn't know direction, just boredom. Right. That's why what you do with these the races at least keeps somebody occupied for some moment of time that gives them a goal big enough and a challenge.
Sure.
I didn't have any challenges.
So you didn't have anybody like setting some goals up in front of you saying?
No. When my dad died, I kept waiting for one of the uncles to step up, and they didn't.
Got it.
And that pissed me off because I'm like, dude, somebody's got to step up and give me a little guidance here.
But you had older brothers and
My
sisters?
older brother died when I was 20.
Right.
So 10 years after my dad died.
Got it.
So there was no men.
Got it.
Just a bunch of women.
And mom wasn't like setting big goals for you?
No. My mom grew up in bread lines. So,
right.
I'd go to my mom. I remember I did a deal when I was 30. Bought my first piece of real estate. And, Mom, I bought this piece of real estate. It was $3 million or $1.9 million. And she's like, wow, that's great. But I love you just the way you are.
Right.
And I hung up the phone. She said that to me 1,000 times. And I hung up the phone and said, yeah, but I don't love me the way I am. And then my counselor buddy, Dale, says, you need to love yourself the way you are. I said, ain't never gonna happen, dude.
Right.
I said, that's the big lie. I don't wanna love me the way I am. I wanna become the guy I should be.
I just want to share a couple things with you about creating wealth. This is not something I was taught. This is something I discovered through trial and error, through finally becoming aware that what I was being taught didn't work. Look, I was brought up, like most of you watching this, if you were brought up poor or in the middle class, you were never, ever exposed to possibilities and opportunities. You were trained to get an education, work hard, get a job. That's my buddy JJ right behind me. He's in transition in his life, 50 years old, getting ready to make a move, getting ready to do something different. You see him putting his tongue out. Here's my little girl right here. This is what I'm talking about, wealth. Wealth, real wealth. Real wealth would include the freedom to go where you want, when you want, stay as long as you want, and you deserve that, okay? You deserve it. Listen to what I'm telling you right now, because everybody told me I couldn't have what I was dreaming of. Everybody told me it's not possible, give it up. That's only for select people. You gotta have a big break to make that happen. You're thinking ridiculous. Don't have high expectations. Well, the truth is, my entire life, I've had monster expectations. And again, I want to remind you, when I talk about wealth creation formula, I'm not talking about money, okay? Yes, certainly money would include it, but I'm talking about family. I'm talking about love. I'm talking about marriage. I'm talking about kids, man. I'm talking about having the life you want, going where you want, doing what you want. Wealth creation formula. Listen to what I'm saying to you. If you pay attention to this, if this message is getting you at that time in your life where you're like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I know there's something wrong with what people are telling me. Your mom and dad got a job, bought a home, put some money in retirement, and they're worried every second of every day. That is not wealth, okay? That is not freedom. Most of you watching this are going to be in the United States, but if you're outside the United States, see, if you're outside the United States, you want to have a middle class like the United States. And if you're in the United States and you're in the middle class, you're like, wait a minute, what is this thing, the middle class? And why am I not feeling the freedom that everybody says this should be so good? I got a good job. Maybe it's paying me 50 grand or 60 grand or 70 grand or 200 grand. The truth is, at all of those levels, there's no freedom. There's no wealth. If you look up the word wealth, it might be a good thing for you to do here. I'm going to give you a couple of tips, and I'm going to give you this link to a wealth creation formula that I literally discovered, that I wrote the blueprint for you to have a formula so you could create wealth. So you could create what you want in your life, so you can go where you want, take your family with you if you want. Hopefully you want to take your family with you. So what is this? Is it possible? Is it possible for you to have a plane with your name on it? 365GC is the tail, is on that
that engine right there called the tail number, and that tail number says, I'm going to be Grant Cardone 365 days of the year. That little plane right there is $8.3 million to buy it used. Costs $2 million a year to operate it. How do you do that when you grew up broke? You grew up poor. I'm talking broke. I'm talking every week your paycheck goes to your bills. It goes to your rent. For the first, between the ages of 19 and 23, or 25, 19 to 25, I couldn't make my rent for 6 years. And then one day I'm like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Okay, how do I create wealth? How do I create freedom? How do I get enough money? And it's tough. It's tough when everybody's telling you you can't do it. You see what I'm saying? My mom and dad, nobody talked to me about having your own plane. Nobody talked to me about millions of dollars. But it's possible. It's possible, and you should have it. Look, if I can do this, you can do this, all right? But I couldn't do it because I was operating with other people's formulas that were based on jobs and salaries and retirements and savings and cutting and pinching and save the pennies and save the nickels and put the money in the Keogh account because my employer will match and I never get that money for 30 years. Look, that right there, that is real wealth. That is real wealth that allows me, I'm not talking about money again, I'm talking about real wealth that allows me to go where I want, when I want, how I want. So here, I'm gonna give you a couple things. The first thing on the wealth creation formula, and this might seem really simple and dumb to you, but dude, you need income. You need income. You guys out there hating on jobs, you're like, oh man, a job is just above broke. You need a job that pays you money, okay? The second thing you need to do is you need to get that money and only spend money on things that will create more income. Understand what I'm saying? No debt. No debt. Debt is not for spending. Debt is not for a home. I would never borrow money to buy a home. We rent our house, okay? We rent. We just left a vacation for 10 days. I rented a guy's $13 million house.
Ooh, it was nice too.
Okay, beautiful house. I don't want to own his house. I want to rent his house. I want to use his house. Me and my wife grabbed his house, put our kids in it, and we walk away when we want, okay?
But tell them why we wouldn't want a second vacation home. Did you already do that?
Yeah.
Then you're stuck going to the same place? You already went over that?
Oh, what are you doing barefooted, huh? She doesn't know I'm going to give you all this material in the wealth creation formula. Whoa! Okay? Go where you want, do what you want, stay as long as you want. We were going to go extend our vacation for another 7 days or so, but we can't because
Mama didn't bring the passport.
Mama didn't bring the passport. So you know what? Now we don't have our freedom again. So we'll go to Miami and pick them up, and who knows? Maybe Sabrina will talk me into going another place. So look, here's the deal. In the link below, since my family's grabbing me now, I want you to get the link to the wealth creation formulas. This is not something I was taught. This is something I discovered. From the age of 25 to about 45, I started my companies. Thank you. I started companies, and I did it all wrong, okay? And I want you to learn from my mistakes so you don't have to make the same mistakes. First thing I did wrong was when I made money, I spent it, okay? I spent it on junk. And I'm like, I corrected that really quick. So that was fine. I've always been a fairly frugal person, believe it or not. I'm telling you about a plane I bought, and I'm telling you about a vacation where we just spent 10 days in a guy's $13 million house. But I'm actually extremely frugal. I've always been frugal, but the problem with the frugal is at some point the frugal traps you and contracts you and makes you stay smaller than you need to be. I should have been reinvesting money. So this is what you're going to learn in the wealth creation formula. First thing you got to do is make money. Second thing you got to do is add income to that. I know that sounds simple, but you're missing some points, and I'll go into detail on it. The third thing you want to do is you want to stay broke. Now this is a very, very important concept. This is the concept that allowed me to buy this plane. Actually, I bought this plane 2 years ago based on the concept of going broke. Make money, create second flows of income, multiple flows of income, to start trapping more money. And when you start accelerating that and getting more money in savings, you want to go broke. You want to start investing in things that will allow you to buy time and opportunity. Okay, time and opportunity are worth way more than money. And again, you'll see all this information in the wealth creation formula. And you might be thinking, dude, this guy's just bragging about how much money he makes. No, I'm not, okay? Okay, don't be envious. Envy is not a way to increase your wealth, your time, your freedom, or increase the value of your family, okay? The way for you to get out of the trap that I watched my mom, my dad, my brothers, my sisters, so many of my friends. The way to get out of that trap, so I got a buddy here, JJ, he came out, we're flying him home. I had 3 of my other employees out here, my executive employees. Brought my kids out. This is a guy, I can't tell you who that dude is in the door, in the gateway there. What is it called? Where the plane goes up? So much going on, man, there's so much going on. So look, check it out, okay? Here's the deal. The reason I'm telling you this is not to brag. If I can do this, you can do this, okay? If I can do this, you can do this, but you need the right information. And by the way, let me just say this. For those of you watching this and like, I don't need all that stuff. I don't need a plane. You need a vacation, don't you? You need to bring your kids on that damn vacation. Maybe you need 2 or 3 vacations a year, okay? How about this? How about you don't need a vacation, but you need to stop worrying every second of every day, every minute. See, I watched my mom worry from the age of, I guess she was 48 years old. When did she have me? My mom had me when she was 38. My dad died 10 years later. So my mom's 48 years old, has no income and no ability to have a job, didn't know how to create multiple flows of income, didn't know what to invest money in, never thought about time and freedom as more important than money. So what happened? She just tried to save her way and save the family to take care of us. That is not a way to take care of a family. The way to take care of your family is to create time and opportunity. And you're gonna hear and you're gonna see in detail me walk through each of the steps of the wealth creation formula, because you deserve that, folks. Maybe you don't want to fly private, okay? No problem. Just take the money and give it to a church. Take it and give it to people that are suffering, hurting, okay? Or maybe you do this. You buy the plane, you create more time and more opportunities, and that creates more money so you can give to more charities, the church, help your neighborhood, help your family. All I'm telling you is this, okay? You deserve it. You deserve to have it all. You deserve to go where you want, do what you want, have a little bed for the kids so they can sleep on the way home, okay? You deserve this life, okay? And by the way, when you get this, I guarantee you only have to do one thing. You got to pay taxes. I'll talk a little bit about that in the wealth creation formula, how to minimize that. See, people in the middle class and even rich people, they get hammered so hard by taxes because they never learn how to avoid legally, how to take advantage of the tax trap. See, those guys can be beat. But to do that, you gotta have cash flow. Again, it's in the link below, okay? I'm trying to inspire you right now to say, look, you deserve it all. You deserve this lifestyle. You deserve what I'm doing right now. You deserve it, you should have it. You should have it for yourself, your spouse, your kids, your family. Okay, you deserve to have it all. We're gonna go to Miami now. Look, this is a tail cam and a map. If I switch this over, let's see if I can show you how to switch over. Forward video. And I'm gonna show you the tail cam, watch. Look, this is the tail cam. See, there's the mountains. That's where I was outside. I was walking around out here. Is that cool or what? Okay, I'm done bragging. I'm done bragging. But I'm not really bragging. I'm trying to inspire you.
30 minutes.
You gotta give me a what?
30 minutes massage for $18. We're gonna do it stand back.
What? You wanna earn $18 really bad, don't you?
Yes.
First step of the wealth creation formula. income?
He's asking if you can earn it.
How do you find the right job to create the right income? I'll actually lay that out for you. How do you find the right job, the right vehicle to create the right amount of income in the right time and opportunity? Number 2, how do you add multiple flows of income? Okay, what do you spend money on? What not to spend money on? When to use debt, when not to use debt, okay? 3rd thing, how do you go broke? On purpose. Why do you go broke on purpose? This is a phenomenal thing that I've done for years now. I discovered this. What? You need my seat to go down?
Yes.
Why?
So it can be a massage.
Oh, so it can be a massage. She wants to give me a massage to earn some income. Then you go broke. Now she's going to go broke on some Shopkins. I wouldn't advise that.
Obviously.
I wouldn't advise that. I would go broke in investments. I would pour that money into things that create new flows of income. It's said that the average millionaire has 7 flows of income. It's actually way higher than that. Way, way higher than that. Okay? Imagine, 25 years old, I'm broke, got a drug problem. Today I probably have 70 different flows of income, okay? Half of which are more passive than active. It's a life, man, it's a good life. I tell you what, it's a long way from being broke and a drug problem. Long way from not having the wife I want, not having the kids I want, not having the time, freedom I wanted. You deserve that. They don't teach it in school. They don't teach it in college. Your mom and dad probably didn't know how to do it. Okay? Number 1, you can have this life. Number 2, you deserve this life. Number 3, if I can help you get there, then you help me fulfill my legacy. Number 4, I ask one thing of you. When you make it, and you will, if I can, you can, okay? When you make it, I ask you to do one thing. Pay attention to what you're doing. Pay attention to what works. Write it down. Build a program and give it away to other people.
I remember having a job. I remember like I'm making 60 grand a year and I cannot figure out how to have any money left over. There was never money left over. It didn't matter how hard I worked, how good I got at it. I said, I was making 30, figured out how to get to 60, and didn't have anything. Trading time for prison. People talk about slavery. I was a slave. I was sitting there, man. I could not get off the treadmill. So tonight I want to talk to you not about making money. Okay, yeah, you need to make money, but you're already making money. Everybody in the room's making money. How many made some money today? Somebody gave you something for your time today. Making money is not your issue. You already make money, okay? And you already want to do better. You need to have the right target, okay? The target, I'm going to do this in black, okay? The target is freedom. All energy, all investments should be going toward freedom, not money. Money by itself is a trap. It's useless pieces of paper. There's no passion in it. Who's got 100 on them? My wife raised their hand. I got a bunch of your money with me. Okay, who's got 100 on them? Okay, let me see the 100. I want to see if your money's any different than my money. See, I just made 100. Bam. It's a little more. Okay, it's a little more than that. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180. Ooh, white people. Okay, 195. I got 195. Okay, go ahead and sit down, sir, please. See, it's easy to make money. Right? All you got to do is understand money. I don't need to actually manufacture money. So when I ask you guys, how many of you want to make more money? You're like, yeah! You don't need to. Unnecessary step. Okay, you want to write this down. Strangers have everything you want. Everything you want is in the hands of a stranger. Your mama don't have it. Your daddy don't have it. Your uncle doesn't have it. Uncle G might have it. Okay, your nieces don't have it. The money that you want, the freedom you desire is in the hands, the bank accounts, the real estate, the companies of people you don't even know. I don't need to make money. This is what you guys going to work every day. I gotta make money, I gotta make money. Wrong target, wrong target. I need to connect with people that can get me to freedom. This by itself is passionless. There is no passion in it. It's pieces of paper. It was printed by a machine, okay? Somebody decided, okay, on this one we're gonna put Abe. We're gonna put Andrew Jackson on this one. We're gonna put, they're all Andrews. I hadn't seen this many 20s in a long time, okay? So because I don't keep 20s. I'm like, give those to the guy parking the car. You guys should keep 20s just to pass them out to other people and say, here. Get rid of little babies. Get rid of the little babies and make friends. Use Andrew Jackson to get your freedom. I'm gonna go free. No excuses anymore, no education reasons, no economic reasons. I don't care who the president is or who he isn't. I'm getting my freedom, okay? If you're taking notes tonight, I'm not interested in inspiration. I'm not trying to get you jacked up tonight. How many of you jacked up already? You're like, I'm already jacked up. I want to get jacked up. I go to Starbucks. I get jacked up. It costs me $4 to get started. Whoa, I'm jacked up. I need freedom. Who wants freedom? Freedom should become your battle cry, okay? Since 25 years old, the only thing I've been interested in was being me on my terms. I was talking to Deion Sanders just 3 nights ago. Deion hits me because my Instagram feed is like, man, how can I help you? Y'all know who Deion is? Yeah. Deion Sanders. I said, Deion Sanders. Good dude right there, good dude. He hits a little guy from Lake Charles, Louisiana. Nobody knows. I hadn't been in a World Series, hadn't been in a football game. I can't do any of that stuff. I'm not a rapper, I'm not famous. He hits me and says, how can I help you do what you do? I said, well, Deion, what do you think I do? He's like, you do a lot of stuff, man. I said, but what do you think I do, Deion? He's like, well, you're an honest guy. You're a truthful person that appears to want to help a lot of people. And I said, I do, man. I said, I tell you what I want to do, because people know that I've written books. I've written 8 books, 13 best-selling business programs that have made millions and millions of dollars for me and my family and my companies. We have 14 little divisions of companies right here in Aventura, about 5 miles from here. That'll do $150 million this year. And I remember when I was 23 years old, I couldn't pay $275 a month in rent. $275. I was late almost every single month. I got my own little bird I fly around the world in. It's like, it's crazy. My life is crazy. And I said, Deion, my life is crazy. I said, but what I want to do with the next 20 years of my life is I want to teach people financial freedom. And he's like, man, Grant, our people, my people. He's like, my people. He means African American people. He's like, my people don't know how to get money, don't know how to keep money, and don't know how to invest money. I said, yeah, you know what's going to happen? The system is rigged, and they're going to say, what you need to do, son, is you need to go to college. You need to borrow some money, spend 6 years of your life in what looks like a prison to me. Okay? 12 years of schools, public schools. Go back by your little school. How many of you went to school? How many of you went to school? Raise your hand if you went to school. Okay, raise your hand. Raise your hand if it helped you. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Go pass by your little school that you went to when you were in the 8th grade, the 10th grade, and the 12th grade, and you hit me on Instagram and say, hey, tell me that don't look like a jail to you. It's not changing conditions for people. Would you agree? So if I got a 19-year-old kid that's an African American 19-year-old, and I'm like, do you need to go to college to have a chance? You need higher education to get out of the program. Oh, by the way, that's going to cost you money. You need to borrow money. We'll give it to you too for free for a while. Sound like a drug dealer. Here, first one's on me. First week's on me. Right? You're being played, folks. You're being played. Okay? Now, up to this point, you've been played. After tonight, it's on you. I don't care if you're making $300,000 a year. I know people that are making $300,000 a year, they have nothing at the end of the year. I know guys that make $1 million a year, and they're like, bro, I can barely breathe. I have nothing left over. I want to talk to you tonight about freedom. How do you get freedom? To do what you want, with who you want, as long as you want, and say no to the people that you don't want to do, you don't want to do and play with anymore. How many of you own your own business here? How many business owners? Okay, good. How many of you'd like to tell a customer, from time to time, you'd like to say, I need to ask you to leave my office. Off the premises, take your Andrew Jacksons and your old lame ass out of here. Get off my property, okay? And please write a Yelp review about me that I kick you out of the place, because it'll be good advertising for us. See, but you can't do that. What you guys do is you grovel. No, she's like, not me. So she flips the other way. She becomes stubborn. No one is going to tell me what to do. You do that, you play that game, you'll end up with nothing too. Okay? You got to figure out a strategy here, folks. You got to figure out a strategy, okay? I just want to bring you back. Damon John's going to come up here tonight. I guarantee you, my little man, Damon. Call him little man when he gets here, by the way. Everybody stand, little man, stand up, little man. Okay, I love this guy, okay? I'm going to tell you where I started. You see that little place right there? That's where I grew up. That's where I $275 a month rent. Those are 2 doors. Guess what? That's a duplex. Who's been in a duplex before? A duplex. Somebody lives on the other side. Charles Whitman was my landlord. Charles Whitman was also my accounting teacher in college. The rent was $275 a month. The year was 1978, and I was late half the time dodging this guy. I took delivery of that a year ago. Okay, right here in Opelika. That's stupid. Okay, hey, put your hands together if that's ridiculous. No, put your hands together if that's ridiculous. Look, if you get to meet somebody that can pay cash for a jet, you need to be like, hug it out with them hard. All right, okay, look, ridiculous. Everybody say ridiculous. Ridiculous. See that picture right there? Ridiculous. See this picture right here? Ridiculous. How many of you are sick of ridiculous? Dude, which side of ridiculous do you want to play on? What side of ridiculous? Because your life is ridiculous right now, folks. Okay? Your life is ridiculous. Every level of your life is ridiculous. You go to the store, you're grabbing groceries for the little freeloading kids. Okay? How many of you got kids? How many of you got kids? Raise your hand if you got kids, okay? How many of you act like a kid? You're like, man, wait a minute, man. You're giving me too much to think about. What should I be doing right now? I'm trying to get you to undo some of the thinking you got going on. Okay? The game should be freedom. When you're going to the store, this is not a political issue. This is an economic issue tonight. The date's what? July what? July 18th, 2019. Let this be the night your life changes. What have I been thinking, man? I've been ridiculous. It's been ridiculous. Let me see how many levels of ridiculous in the room. How many of you got cash in a bank right now? Raise your hand if you got cash in the bank. Ridiculous. How many of you have a home? You bought a home and took a 30-year mortgage out on a house. Raise your hand if you own a home. No. Come on, let me hear. 10x if you bought a house. 10x if you bought a house. No, that's it? 6 people in a room? You guys are lying to me now. Buying a home is ridiculous. How many of you went to college? 10x if you went to college. Ridiculous. Ain't no brain surgeons in this room. What are you, sir?
Surgeon in a year.
He's going to be a surgeon in a year, okay? Ridiculous. Stupid. He could have been a chiropractor. He could have been a masseuse. I know masseuses that make $300,000 a year. Do what they want, go where they want, as long as they want, travel around the world. Like, what's the point, guys? Oh, well, I'm meant to be a surgeon. My passion is cutting people open. And that's what an accountant. I am an accountant. That's what I'm going to do in life. Dude, good. Do all that stuff if you want to. I want freedom. I don't care if I got to rap to get there, catch footballs to get there, cut people to get there. I want freedom, okay? And for me, being a surgeon, cutting people open when they need to be cut open is not going to give me the freedom I want. Freedom, go where I want, when I want, as long as I want, with who I want, and kick people out that I don't want to play with. It's not about money. Cash doesn't do that for you. You can put as much paper as you want in your pocket. Pablo Escobar was not free. He was not free. He had a cash problem. Everybody agree? Yeah. Cash killed him. Finish this statement if you know what it is. Cash is? Ridiculous. King. No, he's learning fast. He's like, I don't want cash. Cash is? How many were taught that? Cash is king. Who do you think taught you? Who do you think ran that mantra into the American society? Who? The banks. How many believe this? The information you got from that group that you grew up in, that neighborhood that you grew up in, that address, and the beliefs and the thinking of your moms and dads, your pops, your moms, the uncles, the aunts, could be some of what could be the issue right now. Okay? Help me out here. A penny saved is? A penny earned, right? How many know that saying? A penny is a penny. Okay, your mama got real complicated here. A penny is a penny, and if you spend time with them, you'll end up with nothing. Freedom. How do you get freedom? What would be the easiest way? I could be a rapper, man. I'm going to be Kanye. I'm going to try that. Okay, well, the chances are negligible to negligible, right? I'm going to be a ball player. Too late for me. You're not tall enough, right? You're not fast enough. By the way, it only lasts about 5 or 6 years. I bought that plane because I learned how to do this. This is what we're going to come back. My team's going to come back in 10 days and talk to you about how to invest in real estate. Real estate, not that you live in, but real estate that pays you to live wherever you want. There's a specific kind of real estate in America today that has created the life that I have today, that allowed me to buy that jet, to put fuel in a plane, to travel around the world, to go to Australia for a month, be there for a month, and none of my income changes. You can't do that with just a job. I got a watch on right here. It is beyond ridiculous. Okay, you want to look at that, Johnny? It's stupid. Bought 2 of them the same week. That's how stupid I was that week. But I didn't pay for it. That paid for it. Okay, I go to work every day. I bust my ass every day. How many of you in the room work hard? Congratulations! Say, I work hard. No, I work hard. No, I'm going to do it, then you do it. I work hard. Oh, what's that? Damn. Come on, guys. I work hard. Look, you got to have energy. I'm 61 years old. I got more energy than the center part of this room. I don't even know how you guys made it to the damn event. You should have run out of energy before you got here. I work hard. You're damn right. And you need to tell the whole world you work hard. And you need to work hard. And at some point, you got to be like, okay, wait a minute. I worked hard. Why am I going to waste that when I can invest that? What am I doing? Buying bling. You know, what am I doing? Saving money. 2 ends of the same problem. One guy's hoarding it, frugal, Mr. Frugal, and another guy is blowing it. Both of them ridiculous. Everybody agree? Okay, how many of you got cash in the bank? Let me see your hand if you got cash in the bank. Let me see your hand if you got cash in the bank. Raise your hand. Goddamn, don't tell people you don't have anything. You guys in the back there, do you have any cash in the bank? It's stupid. What are you doing? You're making Wells Fargo and Bank America richer than they already are. What do they do with your money? As soon as they get it, what do? They lend it to a guy like me. They call me up. Hey, man, you want to borrow some more money? We got some fools in Fort Lauderdale. Over at the Diplomat, we got some fools in Diplomat, man, just giving us their shit. We don't want it because we know it's going down in value. So why don't you take it, Mr. C, Mr. GC, Mr. 365 GC 10X man? Why don't you take it and you pour it in some of that real estate and you keep it for the rest of your life and you make your family wealthy long, long after you die. You understand I could hit the stage right now and die. and my kids next week would go to my funeral, or they'd burn me up or whatever they're gonna do, what you gonna do with me? She'd be like, whatever. Okay, whatever, that's over with. Okay, and you know what's gonna happen? Her life doesn't change next week. She doesn't have to sell anything next week. When my dad died when I was 10 years old, I learned the biggest lesson of my life. My dad was a successful guy, hard worker like most of you in the room, worked hard, good guy, 5 kids, 52 years old, heart blows up in his chest. His 2 youngest kids were twins, me and my brother Gary. I shared a womb with one dude. Okay, I've been sharing with my whole life. I'm tired of sharing. You guys are too serious, man. Do you know how much fun you can have when you get rich? Dude, it's fun, man. It's fun. Y'all need some money so you're not worried about it. You're worried about it. Some of you in the room are rich and you're still worried about your money. I know people that have millions of dollars. They're more scared of it than the people that don't have anything. So I'm here tonight because it's 61 years old. My goal is to help people get what I've gotten or more. You deserve this. You got to get out of the grind. This is what I told Dion the other night. I want to teach people how to get into vehicles that are accessible to them. Regardless of your race, your religion, your education level, your age, nobody cares in real estate. They don't care if you're 19, and they don't care if you're 59. They just care. Do you want my piece of property? Can you buy it? Will you close? Can you get a loan? And we're going to show you how to do all that, all right? Who's interested in doing that? Yes. Okay? All right. 50 years from now, this paper might not even exist on this planet. You guys understand that? You want to take this garbage, junk, fiat, made up, pretend paper, and you want to exchange it for addresses and bricks and concrete and glass and steel.
Now I've got some special bonus clips that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the Billionaire Mindset question of the day. I want to know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week? Also, if you've already got your Billionaire Mindset Companion PDF calendar, get ready for another amazing video tomorrow. Or if you don't have it yet, you can get it for free in the first line of the description below. And if you're enjoying this Billionaire Mindset series, give me a hashtag Billionaire Mindset in the comments below so I can celebrate you. You have to unbrand yourself from who you've been to get to who you want to be. A lot of people may know you for something, right? They may know you for something. They know you for being this kind of person, being the person who does X, Y, Z, but maybe you don't like that anymore. Maybe you don't want to be that person anymore. And it might require you to unbrand yourself, that you are no longer this person in order for them to start seeing you as this new person that you want to be. This is a tangent that just came to mind, but this is why a lot of people, kids have a hard time influencing their parents. Even as adults, you know, as you are an adult, as you grow up and become an adult, you realize, oh, your parents didn't actually have everything figured out. They're not the superheroes you thought they were. They loved you, but a lot of times they were just doing the best that they could. But most parents do not want to listen to their kids for advice for what to do next, because you've been branded as the kid, not as the person who gives advice. That's why they don't listen to you. It's why it's really hard to influence your siblings too, because especially if you're the younger sibling, you've been branded as the little brother, or the little daughter, or the little sister. You're not the one that they listen to for advice. You have to unbrand yourself from that. So when I was talking to Matthew about this on my interview, we'll link that up at the end of this video. He talked about this long unbranding phase that he went through, where he stopped doing romantic comedies, where he got offered millions and millions and millions of dollars to keep doing romantic comedies, but he just didn't want to be that guy anymore. He did not want to be that guy anymore. And so he turned down every single movie deal. For 20 months, considered retiring, considered like acting isn't for him anymore. He was making, you know, millions of dollars doing romantic comedies and just was tired of it, not going to do it anymore, and would go back and be a teacher. That was his backup plan. Until things changed. He successfully lost the branding as the romantic comedy guy, and he started getting other opportunities. And I think it starts as a self-identity thing. Who are you? Do you believe that you're still the son? Do you believe that you're still just the brother? Do you believe that you're still just XYZ of who you used to be? And maybe that was an identity that was given to you, not one that you ever even chose for yourself. It starts with the personal unbranding. So for me, I used to have a website. People knew me from my website. I had a website. I was heavily into SEO, search engine optimization. We had 100,000 plus pages of content. I had thousands, I don't know how many thousands, 6,000, 8,000, something like that, people writing for my website. I was really good at getting articles to rank. And I was telling my story and famous stories. And I just got tired of it. I don't know, it just seemed to be a publishing game. There seemed to be less heart in the content we're making. And it just seemed to be about ranking content as opposed to actually doing something. So I got a little bored of that and I started experimenting with YouTube. That's the start of my YouTube career. I mean, I just started experimenting, just throwing out some videos. They weren't fantastic, but it was just an experiment, a test. And I liked it so much that I had to find a way to keep doing it. And I remember the day that I shut down my website. I didn't want to sell it because it was off my name, and I didn't want to sell evancarmichael.com. So I decided to close it down, and I shifted my team. The people who are on my team who are doing the work for me, I gave them roles in the YouTube side of my business that was starting to take off. So nobody, got laid off or fired. They can keep working for me in a new capacity. And it took a while for the people who were successful authors. Some of the authors on my site had posted hundreds of articles. I was driving a lot of business for them, and we shifted it. It wasn't just like a shutdown right away, but we phased it in. Maybe it took a couple of months for the whole thing to happen. And I was known as the article guy. It's funny because it's been over 10 years since that, and now I'm known as the YouTube guy. Or the Believe guy. I actually like Believe better because Believe could be anything. YouTube is too specific to just one platform. But being known as the Believe guy, there's this great video where Grant Cardone on his Christmas Day, he's filming Christmas Days. He's doing an IG story of him opening up, or his daughter opening up a present or something, or they walked into a hotel room. I forget what it was, but there was Believe there. And he said, "Believe, you see that, Evan Carmichael? Believe." And he tagged me in the story. It's like, yeah, I'm definitely down with being known as the Believe guy. But that became a conscious unbranding, rebranding phase where I don't want to just be the article guy. I don't want to be known as the guy who can get your content ranked in SEO. And it's funny now, every now and then I connect with an old author. Like I connect with somebody who was on my site, who knew me back in those days. It's like, yeah, I used to post content on your on your website. I wrote articles for your website. That was fun. And it's like, yeah, that was such a long time ago. I don't really think about those days much anymore. It's how quickly I've unbranded myself from my own identity.
If you want to change where you are, then you need to change who you are. You are a direct result of the environment that you're in, of the people that you hang out with, of the habits that you do regularly, and of the media and information that you consume on a regular basis. You are where you are in life because of your parents, because of your friends, because of the books you are reading or not reading, because of the Netflix shows or YouTube channels that you are watching or not watching. And if you want to change where you are in life, you need to grow as a human being. You need to change who you are. One of the great advantages of reading is that you get to take lessons that it may have taken somebody else decades to learn, and they've consumed it and they've written it into a book, decades sometimes of research and knowledge that you can consume in a couple of hours and immediately apply somehow to your life or to your business. It's a cheat, it's a hack. And for a lot of you, you may not have a great circle of friends. You may not have the ability to go out and network with people. You may live in a tiny town. You may have family that doesn't support you. And so a lot of you will then say, well, that's my lot in life and I'm screwed and I can never change that. No, you can change it by reading, right? By reading, you are hanging out with people who've done a lot more than you. And the more that you are hanging around those people, even if they're not in front of you, it'd be amazing to have Tony Robbins sit with you every single day and help guide you through life. But because you can't have that, you can have his books. You can learn from him. You can apply all of his lessons into your life on a daily basis and start seeing growth. And that applies to any of the authors that you might look up to. I take this even a step further in that as my video consumption has gone up, I've read less and less and less. I still read. I'm not happy with how much I'm reading. I probably read a couple of nights a week. I try to make it a daily practice, so it's one of the things that I'm working on. But I consume a ton of YouTube content. I much prefer watching videos than reading a book. That's where my mindset is at. It's why I make videos for you guys. It's why I do the top 10 series and the Mentor Me series especially. Because I, selfishly, I want to hang around people who've done so much more than me, and the more that I'm hanging around those people, the more their mindsets, their way of thinking, their attitudes, their belief seeps into me to allow me to go off and do bigger things. Elon Musk and Tony Robbins and Mel Robbins and E.T. and all of the people, Warren Buffett, that I profile, I feel like are my friends. Like, these are my acquaintances. These are guys and ladies that are in my ear constantly pushing me to do more, to strive for greater things, because the people in my life don't. The people in my life are great, and I'm so fortunate to have people who are extremely supportive of everything that I'm doing, but nobody's telling me, Evan, you suck. You could be doing more. Like, what you've done is great, but I know you could be doing a lot more. And the amount of growth that I have seen in the past couple years, I attribute exactly to the video content that I have consumed and made for you guys. And I guarantee you, whether it's watching YouTube videos like mine, whether it's reading a book a day, whether it's consuming just content that inspires you on a regular basis, if you were doing that, if you made it a daily habit, a daily practice to consume content, whether that's from a book or video or friends or conferences or meetups, whatever the thing is that gets you feeling like you could do more, you could be greater, you could accomplish bigger things, right? If you did that on a daily basis, whatever the thing that made you feel bold on a daily basis, I guarantee you that your life will be unrecognizable from where you are 1 year from today. Your change will be insane. And so there's that famous quote that says, you are the direct result of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, right? And that's very true. If you look at the 5 people who you spend the most time with, they're probably around the same spot that you are. And so the hack, the cheat, the shortcut to get to a better place is through aspirational mentors. It's through books, it's through videos. And so I would encourage you strongly to really do an audit of how you are spending your time, what kind of content and information you are consuming on a regular basis, and is that contributing to you untapping the inner potential that you have to go off and do amazing things? And if not, then let's change it.
You need to tie your self-worth to the effort, not the results. If you tie your self-worth to the results, to achieving your goals, then you'll only take on things that you think you have a high chance of winning at. You'll constantly quit on your big goals and only go after the small ones. Tie your self-worth to trying, to the effort, to doing it when it's hard. Make yourself proud with the effort that you put in, not just when you win. But if you keep getting up every day and putting in effort that you are proud of, you will win on a level that you never thought was possible. So I just came back from doing my 90-day tour, 23 cities, and one of my goals was I wanted to stay healthy on my tour. One of my vices is it's hard for me to stay healthy when I travel. And that's okay when you're only going for a day or 2 or a week at a time. I ate whatever I wanted and then came back and got back on my healthy journey. But 90 days on the road, that's a lot of time. I could do a lot of damage if I ate like I normally ate. And so I wanted to feel proud of my effort of being able to eat healthy. And so I think it's good to take on difficult things. How do you become proud of your effort? You do things that are difficult to you. If it's easy and you win, you don't care. That's not how you build your self-esteem. But when it's hard and you do it, that's when you start to feel good about yourself. That's when you start to build your pride. That's where you build your self-confidence. And so one of the first stops that we made along the way in Ohio was at Raising Cane's. It's this famous chicken place where they told us you have to go to Raising Cane's. You have to go there. You've got to go. You've got to try their fried chicken. It's the best in the world. Great. At the end of my event, we went, but it wasn't my cheat day yet. Eating healthy, I had to pick 6 days a week. It wasn't my cheat day yet, and so we went. And I went in and I smelled the chicken, and Nina and Danny, my camera guy, went in and they bought it. And I said, Nina, can I have your chicken? I just want to hold it and I want to smell it. And so my mouth is running right now just thinking about it. I took her chicken. Instead of staying home and like you guys go out and eat, no, I want to come. I don't want to take the easy path. I want the difficult way. I want to be proud of my effort. So I took the chicken that she had and I brought it up to my nose and I took a big smell in. The was so good. My mouth was watering so much. And then they had this special sauce, this dipping sauce that I took, and I brought it up again. And, smelled it. I can smell it right now. And then I give it back to her. Not a single bite. Here you go. Enjoy your chicken. I'm proud of my effort. I'm patting myself on the back. I'm doing things that are difficult in service of my goals, in service of my ambition. But I'm proud of where I am right now, what I'm doing right now, and the small wins along the way. I'm proud of my effort. Now, that may seem a little bit crazy of how to stick to a diet, but I think teaching yourself that you can't be around bad food is actually counterproductive. You're teaching yourself that you're not strong. When people say get rid of the junk food from your house, I think you're teaching yourself that you're not strong, that you can't be around it. And then as soon as you go on vacation, as soon as you go to an office party, as soon as you get out of your house, you're screwed. Because you're teaching yourself you have no tolerance, you have no resistance, that you are weak in this area. And so I want to combat that. I want to be proud of the effort I put in and gain strength along the way. And so when my friends are on a diet, I tell them the same thing. A buddy of mine, Mark Drager, is on a diet right now, and he wants to lose an extra 10 pounds. So I told him, here's what you do. Take your favorite food. What's your favorite food? And he said cookies. Take your favorite food, bring it to the office. I want you to be around it. Be around the cookies. Take a smell and then put it down and tell yourself that you are awesome.
I'm stronger than you. Cookies.
Because you're proud of your effort, because you're trying, because you're doing the difficult things instead of taking the easy way out and teaching yourself that you're weak. So how can you be proud of your effort and start making progress towards your goals? I'm going to give you a 3-step process on how to do it. Step number 1 is pick a goal that you're having a hard time with. Pick a goal that you're having a hard time going off and doing. Not something easy, not something that's automatic, not something that you're doing every day that you could just check the box off and say, yeah, I did it. When you do the easy things, you don't feel great about yourself. It's good, it's a little tiny win, but it's the difficult things. What's one goal that you're having a hard time right now accomplishing? Step number 2, ask how can you make yourself proud? What can you do today to make progress on that goal in a way that makes you proud? And that's different for everybody. What makes me proud might be different than you, but something that you could take, an action that you can do that would make you proud of your effort. I gave the same challenge to Alex, who's also on a diet. Alex helps me run Toronto Dance Salsa, and his vice is Big Macs. So I told him, go to McDonald's, order a Big Mac, order it. He loves a Big Mac sauce. Open up the case, smell it. Just smell that extra Big Mac sauce. Ask for the extra Big Mac sauce, so they have to make it fresh for you, right? Take it, smell it, and then go outside and give it to a homeless person because he loves acts of service. You smell it, you give it to a homeless person outside, and then you pat yourself on the back. That's what would make him proud. Take your goal, the one you've been having a hard time on, stop trying to take the easy way out on it, and do something that makes you proud of your effort. That when you come out of it, that difficult thing, you're gonna say, holy cow, I'm awesome. I can't believe I was capable of that. And you get up tomorrow, you do it again, you do it again, you do it again. Step number 3 is share it and celebrate. You just did something amazing. You just did something that you are proud of. Share it and celebrate it. Whether you want to post it to an Instagram story like Mark did, whether you want to just go tell your friends, whether you want to post it on Facebook, tell your best friend, tell your parents, celebrate it yourself. Just celebrate, put on music, dance, celebrate. You need to celebrate the things that make you feel proud, because when you celebrate it, when you tell people about it, when you keep doing it, it'll motivate you to keep on going. That momentum becomes important. That celebration, that sharing becomes important. And I don't think as entrepreneurs, we often celebrate enough about the effort. We may celebrate the results. Hey, I crossed 1 million views. Hey, I got X subscribers. Hey, I won this award. But what you should be celebrating is the effort of the work you're putting in when it's hard. If you want to sign up for the entire Billionaire Mindset series for free and get the companion bonus PDF calendar, check the link right there next to me. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.